to turn things around, and tomorrow's game at the London Stadium has all the ingredients for Cherries doing just that. But look, our form is bad, so we're maybe a little bit glass half empty now, especially after what happened on Wednesday. Getting ploughed into the mud by the Tractor Boys. Cherries lost 2-1. We're on our worst run this season. We've lost 4 of our last 5. But look, we're going to try to give you some reasons to be optimistic. Welcome to the big match preview. This is Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
Look, games against West Ham are always interesting, as it was the last time we played there in the league. Here's what happened.
Waiting to check Twitter, but there's no signal with this shithole.
Shit, no foul. Tom, was that a cut? Shit! What? Here he goes, there we go. Pen. Straight down the middle. Never a pen, so they say. Or Prowse.
Yeah, so that was when David Moyes was in charge of West Ham, and we took the lead early doors through Dom Solanke. I think it was VAR'd, and then it was given, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a mistake from Calvin Phillips when he was on loan there. I think it was, they were trying to work out if Christie had touched the ball to play it or whatever. But yeah, that was a good one. Then the old bloody James Ward-Prowse scored a penalty, didn't he? But it was a decent point. Yeah, I do remember that one. And then obviously we had the League Cup one this season.
Yeah, we had the League Cup, and that was a bit of a touch of magic from Jared Bowen in the 88th minute. Handballed it in, and he knew that was the case. Now, since a run of 3 goals and 2 assists across 5 Premier League home appearances between October and early December, he's actually gone 5 games at the London Stadium without a goal or assist.
Great.
That was late August this season, so that's the last time we went there. That was when, of course, Julian Lopetegui was the manager of West Ham. So 3 consecutive matches at their place, all different managers. They've got a new man in charge now, of course. A little stat to throw at you, by the way. Our last 3 visits to London grounds have seen 2 all draws. I'm just trying to remember which ones those would be. Chelsea,
Tottenham.
And Fulham.
Well done.
So, yeah, is this going to be another one? Well, look, we've had the reverse fixture as well this season, and that was a 1-1 draw, and they scored late in that.
Penalty again.
Yeah, Paqueta with a pen, and AFC Bournemouth fans streaming out the stadium, only for Enesu now, unlikely hero, to score a worldie of a free kick from goodness knows how many yards. Grass on his face, he didn't care, stepped up, smashed it in the top corner, and almost looked angry at a result of scoring, but he rescued us a point in that. That was on mid-December 2024. West Ham United then, mate. We need to get things back into motion at the moment, because it's fair to say we are so downbeat at the moment. And Wednesday's performance didn't help that. I usually like seeing Bournemouth win, lose or draw. Not recently.
No, that was a real tough watch, mate. Like you say, it's apart from the first half against City in the Cup, we done all right, but then we fell off a cliff, and we were really poor against Ipswich. I mean, West Ham fans probably say the same. They lost their game against Wolves, didn't they, the night before, weren't very good. So, it's probably not the worst fixture in the sense that West Ham are still trying to get the grips with the Graham Potter style and are not doing brilliantly. But we've dipped. So I think a lot of this season teams didn't want to play Bournemouth, but right now they're probably not too worried. We need a reaction, mate. We really do. And I said before, we're a lot better on the road. So, yeah, see what happens.
So after that, it was another 4 league games that Lopetegui had before he was eventually given the boot. It was an away defeat at Manchester City. What did it? And that left him in 14th place, having played 20 games and 23 points. So the new man in charge was to be Graham Potter, of course. He's been at Chelsea, before that right. Brighton, Swansea, also Ostersund's as well. In his 10 league games in charge for the Hammers, they've won 3, drawn 2 and lost 5 games. They're now on 34 points in 16th place. They'll be disappointed with how this season is panning out, but in Potter, they trust probably a little bit more than what they did in Lopetegui.
Yeah, I think at the start of the season they wouldn't have taken this, and they were obviously hopeful that Lopetegui, good calibre, could get them going again. Weren't to be, but what they did is they changed, and they're going to be absolutely fine. It's probably a season to forget, but what they'll probably be looking at from a positive perspective is this end of the season, or this Potter period, they were never going to do anything in terms of get anywhere, in the European spots or anything. So, but it will allow them time to, they'd have adjusted, Potter will know what he needs, and they could go again next season. So I think they might be a good outfit next season. I do rate Potter. I do think they're one of the teams, probably a few, that have had underwhelming seasons, but they might be well back next season.
Well, if you watched our second look from the last game, we showed you the league table. That has changed slightly, of course, because Spurs played Chelsea last night, but it didn't affect any of our positions. West Ham, as we say, 16th in the league. Cherries still in 10th place. So in his 5 home league games, Graham Potter's side they've beaten Fulham 3-2, Leicester City 2-0, lost against 2 fellow London clubs in Crystal Palace and Brentford, and also lost to Newcastle United as well. He has, worryingly, Graham Potter, won both of his home Premier League matches against Bournemouth, Brighton in 2019, but also Chelsea in 2022. Only Marco Silva has beaten the Cherries more, with different clubs home and away in the top flight. But let's check out the form table. Now, heads up, this doesn't look pretty, but we know that, right? Yeah, we aren't too good. West Ham, just above us, mate. This is going to be an interesting game, I think. Well, the one thing I can say is the way that Potter sets his teams up and the way he likes them to keep hold of the ball and play with it. Iraola will be kind of licking his lips a little bit because we don't like having the ball. No, we don't want it.
No, we don't. If West Ham fans don't know, obviously we recently lost to Ipswich, who let us have the ball. We've lost to Leicester, who let us have the ball. We've had it a few times. I think Brentford recently let us have the ball. So yeah, in games that we've done well this season, has been more allowing the other team to have it. Obviously being combat, being better defensively than we've been recently for sure. But then being explosive on the counter attack. So that's what we'll be looking to do because they'll try and dominate the ball, which I'm absolutely fine with. But we still got to keep them shut, mate. Keep the door shut, because the way we've been playing defensively recently, I would think if they had that much of the ball, they'll probably score some goals. So we need to get that form back to being a hard nut to crack as well, and then obviously see what we can do on the breaks.
In terms of the home versus away league table, worryingly for West Ham, their home form's not particularly great. They sit 16th at the moment. Bournemouth's away form is where it's at. We are in 6th place there. We've actually picked up 23 Premier League points away this season, our most in a top flight campaign, whilst 30, which is how many goals we've scored, is also our most on the road as well. As you can see, we're at the QP, the home of AFC Bournemouth fans on a match day. We heard recently, Tom, only the other day, that one of our games has changed kick-off time, hasn't it? Is that Villa?
Villa at home is now 5:30 on Sky.
So this place will be rammed during the afternoon.
It will indeed. It will indeed. I don't mind a little cheeky half-5 at home. You know that. Just a little bit extra time with your mates, and whatever, you might be able to get another run in. But yeah, definitely get yourself down. It's been really good down there recently in terms of seeing some new faces and good little atmosphere. And when we win, it is pumping afterwards as well. So get down there.
Yeah, make sure you do. And of course, there's all the usual stuff. It's probably one of the cheapest pints around the area as well. And we're in the courtroom. If you want to ever hire it, well, just get in touch with Joe. The link's below in the description. You can email or give him a call, because this is a fans room, and as a back of the net subscriber, you can hire it for free, whether it's for an event, a talk, or a reception, a wake, or whatever you want. Make sure you get down the QP as well, because it's the place to be on a match day. Well, check out West Ham's recent run of results then, Tom. We'll start from, say, the start of Feb.
Yeah.
And they had a cheeky trip across to West London, which didn't work out for them.
Nah, real shame for them because that's a bit of an important one for them. But Chelsea's had a little bit too much. But you know, it's a difficult place to go. Obviously, lost it 2-1. I think they would have been hurt by the defeat against Brentford at home. I think they would have been looking at that one to pick up points, and they didn't. You think, oh God, now they've got to go to Arsenal. And they went there and killed off Arsenal's title ambitions by winning that one. Really impressive to go there and keep a clean sheet.
I think that was on a weekend where Liverpool also dropped points. So Arsenal were like, okay, we've got to win this one, and they didn't.
Yeah, it was, and West Ham had done that before against Arsenal, so that was a big win for them. Beat Leicester, which most teams seem to do at the moment, but yeah, they won that comfortably. I think Newcastle, again, is at home, but it didn't quite have enough. Newcastle had a little bit of an edge on them. Everton away, probably not the best time to play Everton. They were doing a little bit better and done all right to go there and get a point. And the Wolves one, as I said earlier, will be disappointing for them. There's quite a lot of, when I look at them, low scoring games, kind of, a goal either side. So I think they're when I've watched them, they're playing better football. They look like they've got something about them, but they probably need a killer. Yeah. As you said, Bowen's form in terms of numbers has dropped a little bit, and Koulias has been out and kind of on and off form. So, but they're probably getting a little bit better defensively, to be fair to them.
Now, West Ham have lost 3 of their last 4 home Premier League games, failing to score in each defeat. They failed to score in 6 home league games for the entirety of the campaign, their most since the 2018-19 season. Also, this should hopefully give Iraola's boys a little bit of a boost. They are facing 15.3 shots per game at the London Stadium in the Premier League this season, their most in a home league campaign since 2013-14. So it was a team that likes to press, that likes to win the ball back in their final third or West Ham's first third. Let's get the ball, turn over, get shots on goal, and let's get more than 15. And look, I sense we will. I sense we need a bit of a reaction. I think Andoni always talks about the need to recover points.
Definitely.
And my God, we definitely need to do that based on our form.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We definitely need to. And I think we'll be targeting this one for sure as a game. We've been good on the road. We need to recover them. Losing a few home games and stuff means you got to go and then put out some big results on the road. And I think we'll be looking at this one to try and get all 3. We certainly wouldn't be happy with a point now, which we maybe would have if we had got other results. So, important to win this one.
In the Eddie Howe era, we did register a few wins over West Ham. Of course, the first one famously being at Upton Park in that 4-3. But there are other games that stand out as well. 3-2 home match against them, which was, really, really good. Was
that Josh King hat-trick?
It was a Josh King hat-trick. And we also missed penalties in that one.
2 penalties. Who was their goalkeeper? Darren Randolph was in goal.
Ex-Cherry.
Yes.
Never actually played for us, did he?
But it's weird because there were some bloody good games at the start of our Premier League era, I thought. There was that 3-3 draw as well, where touch of magic.
Oh, yeah, touch of magic from Callum Wilson. Also, the 2-1 at their place where Callum scored that wonder goal.
Cookie.
Steve Cook came up with a header. So, look, we have won there, but recently...
Not as good.
Not so much. In fact, do you know when our last win there was, Tom?
Go on.
In the Betway Cup.
Oh, what a win.
Jason Tyndall's Barmy Army. What was that, 5-2 or 5-3?
Yeah, something like that. Jane Nantley scored and he hadn't played before. So, I remember...
We had a weird lineup. We had Jordan Archer in goal. Never even heard of him.
Yeah, we did. He was on trial, I think. But that's what Jason Tyndall does, where he wins trophies. He's already got another one at Newcastle. So, maybe we should take an inflatable trophy from the Betway Cup win.
Love it. But West Ham, they're unbeaten in their last 7 Premier League matches against Bournemouth, winning 3, drawing 4. So it feels that we need to turn things around. But each of their last 3 have finished 1-1 against us in all league games against West Ham. Cherries have won 4, drawn 8, lost 9. So, worrying lack of form for both sides, but I suppose injuries are where it's at, so we need to know who's available for us. We'll move on to that shortly. Now, of course, Crescenzio Somerville and Antonio have been out. They were out for the game against Wolves, weren't they?
Yeah.
And if we check out premierinjuries.com, also Mohamed Kudus as well, who's not sure whether he'll be back, unlikely.
Unlikely, I think. His form was dipped anyway, but he's obviously a good player. Somerville was a big signing from Leeds. A bad one, and obviously Antonio I think was all to do with that car crash, wasn't it? So they're 3 big players. I know it's only 3, but they're 3 players that would potentially be starting, or certainly being with a shout to. So positive for us, but they're missing them 3. But I think apart from that, they should be okay.
For us, of course, the names Enis Unal and Luis Sinisterra, we know that they're going to be out. Tavernier, it's a game too soon. Maybe the Fulham game is when he can be back in contention. Araujo might be available, which is good news for the bench. Elsewhere, Justin Kluivert, 25% chance. It's unlikely he'll start, but he could be an impact from the bench. Ryan Christie looks to be out, so that is not good news for us. But we need one of them, and maybe we've got none of them. I mean, in terms of Kluivert, he's a key player for us on the road this season. He's had a hand in 14 goals in 14 away Premier League matches this season. That's 10 goals and 4 assists. The joint most by a Cherries player in a top flight campaign since Callum Wilson in the 18-19 season. That also was 14 goal involvements, scoring 9 with 5 assists. He's actually been involved in at least 1 goal in each of his last 6 on the road as well. Tom, I know that you'll be really interested to know who the referee is.
Go on.
Tim Robinson.
All right.
We took 4 of our games last season.
Yeah,
2 home against the London club Spurs and Fulham. Spurs wasn't so good. Fulham
was good, 3-0.
Yeah, it was. He also took the away games at West Ham and Aston Villa as well.
Okay.
Last season, he took 30 games and he didn't issue a red card.
There
This
we go.
season, he's issued 2 reds in 19 games.
Lovely.
Interesting stat if you care about that kind of thing. Gail, let's do a play for both. Come on then. Right, mate, I've tried to mix this one up a little bit, not by putting the same names as I have previously, but let's go for this. You said a keeper's name that I could have put down, Darren Randolph, and I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Because the only other one's David James.
Yeah.
So he's in nets. Yeah, David James, Ryan Fredericks,
Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand,
Yes.
Elliot Ward,
Yes. Oh, my God, easy.
Stephen Purchase.
Stephen Purchase, yeah, I'll put him on the left. Is that doable? I think it's okay.
I'm such a nerd because I know who ZH is.
Oh, of course you do.
I think he's more of a striker, but I'm happy if you put Zavon Hines.
Zavon Hines. He played on the wing a few times.
Did he? Okay. Let's have a look. Is that Jack Collison?
Yes, it is.
Junior Stanislas on the left. He's
Yeah.
in the middle.
You'd probably put him in your dream team.
Scott Mean, well played. And then that will be Jermaine Defoe and Steve Jones.
Correct.
I've done all right there, haven't I? But
Look
yeah, there's
at-
quite a lot for them, isn't there?
There's loads.
Go
There's
back
loads.
and- go
With
back
Harry
and
Redknapp links
yeah.
and stuff. Look, let us know any other names down below in the comments. I think Ian Bishop I could have put in there as well. Couldn't
Yeah,
I?
Bishop.
There's loads
Yeah,
that we
there's
could have
quite
put in
a
there.
lot, yeah.
But we went with those. Who are we going to go with for Tom's teams? These are his predictions right now. Let's go. Right then, so West Ham then, Tom, in a 3-4-2-1.
Yeah, they have mixed it up a little bit, but Potter's gone with that 3 recently. Iraola, I'm sure, being goal. He's mixed up with the 3. He's played Cresswell sometimes, but I'm going to go Mavropanos, Kilman, who will definitely play, and Tadibo I'm going to bring back in to be in the midfield, the defensive 3. Van Bissaka, probably in their player of the season. Right wing back. I'm going to bring Emerson back in at left wing back. They have been playing the young lad Skulls. I'm going to bring Emerson back in. They've got some options in midfield now, but I'm going to put Alvarez next to Souček. And then I'm going to play Paqueta a little bit more advanced. He can play in that too. But I'm going to put him with Bowen and then bring Fulkrug in up front. They've played Bowen up front a little bit. They've also got Evan Ferguson, who we were linked with on loan. He ended up going there. But I think, because they didn't score against Wolves, I'm going to bring Fulkrug in, give him a chance and play Bowen and Paqueta just behind.
2 observations.
Go on.
Fulkrug looks like it should be a swear word in like maybe Icelandic or something.
Yeah, like
Doesn't
that.
it?
Like that.
Also, Tadibo, our friend Dave Asprey, Forest fan. Well done, Dave, for reaching the FA Cup semis and for smashing the league. We had a stream with him once on Football's 12th Man, and he called him Todibo.
Todibo. I
Which
like that,
I thought
actually.
was a nickname for the Chelsea chairman or something, but no.
I like that.
Yeah,
Todibo.
Todibo.
Yeah,
Made him
I
sound a lot more palatable. Right, 4-2-3-1 for Bournemouth then.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yeah, it's tough what to do at the moment with the way we're playing. I think Kepa will obviously be in goal. I'm going to put James in just because I think that there's obviously a reason I want to put Cook into midfield, but also I think Smith's only just come back, and I wonder if we were thinking we'll play Smith in one and we'll try Hill in the other because Hill didn't come on in the game. So I think Hill deserves an opportunity. We've not been playing very well.
And with pacey wingers to deal with, Hill will probably be more equipped.
Yeah,
so
and
that height.
Yeah, and he's got that aerial presence as well. I'm going to stick with Zabani and Howson with Kirk as a left back. Adams come back in for sure, and I'm going to play Cook in there. I think Brooks has shown sparks when he's come off the bench, so I think he deserves to get back in there.
Yeah, I thought he did well when he came off the bench, actually. He's going to be alongside Scott, of course, because that's our only option, I suppose, in that position. But then it just What about the other side?
It's a toss-up between Semenyo or Ouattara. I think he'll go Semenyo still, and then Evan Nilsson will continue to lead the line, mate. And as I say, I just think it's easier to leave someone like a Dango out because he can come on and play so many areas with a few injuries and stuff. I think we'll do that. So yeah, but there's a case for a few in there, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Right then, let's look at Matt's stats. So looking at the last 4 league games for West Ham there, 2 home, that was Leicester and Newcastle, 2 away, Everton and Wolves. West Ham gained 4 points, which, when you compare it with XG, looks to be about deserved. Then on to the average positions. These are the averages of the starting lineups of the last 4 in all, but the Leicester game at home, the majority of players are actually in the West Ham half, with Bowen often being quite advanced in the right wing position to spring a counter. This is really interesting because they like to have a lot of the ball, but obviously they're contained in their own half, so expect a lot of passing around the back. Maybe our turnovers will be successful in this one. Here's hoping. In terms of goal attempts per game, they're notably in AFCB's favour comparing the last 4, although we've only had slightly more big chances. We have scored 2 goals more. Goal attempts per game conceded are slightly in West Ham's favour, although big chances conceding are clearly favouring West Ham, who have only conceded 3 goals to our 8. Now, of course, we're not in a good run of form at the moment. That's because we've had a lot of the ball. So over the last 4, our possession percentage is actually quite high. Usually it's lower than this, but look at West Ham's, it's actually quite similar. We hope to have less of the ball. West Ham have got a higher pass completion rate. The proportion of chances from open play are pretty similar, although Bournemouth are conceding a higher proportion of chances from set play. So we will need to be on it on Saturday. Interesting stuff, right? So prediction time then. Look, Bournemouth have never kept a clean sheet in their 7 Premier League games away at West Ham, but have avoided defeat in all 4 games in which they found the net themselves. So if we score, we'll be all right. Because I'll always remember that 4-0. It was on New Year's Day.
Terrible.
That was 2019.
Yeah.
So, we also 2020, I think.
We also had the 4-0 at our place under O'Neill. Remember that?
Yeah.
Was horrific.
Oh my God, that was where Declan Rice
was unbelievable.
Superb for him.
Yeah.
At the London Stadium this season, West Ham have won all 5 of their Premier League games when they've opened the scoring, compared to 8 defeats in 9 games when conceding first. The Hammers last lost more in a league season at home in 2019-20. The final stat before I come to you for the prediction is that none of Bournemouth's last 67 away Premier League games have ended goalless since a 0-0 draw at Watford in October 2019.
First game I went with you.
Yeah, it was.
It was the last 0-0.
It was pissing it down.
It was an awful game.
In Premier League history, only Sheffield Wednesday and Man United have gone longer without a 0-0 on the road. Man United, by the way, 99 matches, but that's a significant number of games.
It's a long time.
Not to have a 0-0. It's so going to be 0-0 now.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is my prediction.
Is it?
It's
I like
going to be a 0-0.
You can't predict us to smash it again.
You know what? I mean, if I'm going with...
Yeah, I know.
Look, if I'm taking all emotion out of it, I think West Ham will win 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's taking all emotion, but I'm going with some stats as well, so I'm going to go 0-0.
Right, I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah. Tom's not being optimistic.
No,
I'm going to go at him.
No, because I'm all right. I've done all right lately. No, I'm looking at the game. Like I say, we're on awful form, but I think that's got to change at some point. They're not the best, and I just think that the way they play might suit us on the break. I think we'll nick a couple of goals. I think we might be like 2 up at half time.
Yeah.
And do that, and then I think they'll come on to us, and it'll be a bit nervy, but we'll just see it out. So.
I tell you what, mate, you've like these kind of predictions. I'd love to watch. I mean, I'm not going to have time to do this, but I'd love to go back and watch every single preview and then see you and me who's got the best. So I'll tell you what, for next season on our Telegram group, which is part of Kofi, I think we should, the old school one where you predict a score and like 3 points for a correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct outcome. Yeah. We could do that and everyone on Telegram can play. Yeah. And then we can see whether you're a proper pundit or maybe actually it's me.
Yeah, no, maybe. We'll have to see that one, mate, but I'll be quietly confident.
We are looking forward to, I say we're looking forward to it.
Oh, I am.
I'm not keen on the ground. However, the last experience that we had was better, wasn't it?
Yeah,
for an away day. So
sun will be out, hopefully. It'll be right.
I'm hoping, the sun will be out. Yeah. I had a look on the BBC weather website and it said sun symbol, raindrop, thunder, 22 degrees.
I'll tell you what, they know what they're talking about, don't they? Just cover all bases and then you'll be absolutely fine. Tell you what, People that do the weather are up there with refs in terms of just don't need them, get rid.
Just get rid. But look, looking forward
Come
to
on.
going to that. We'll have all the usual content. So there's a couple of things you can do to help us out.
Yeah, make sure you click the like button. Really appreciate that. Click subscribe as well, because that is the golden one. But if you also click the bell, then you'll see when all the videos come out.
Up the Cherries, and we'll see you at the London Stadium.
Show me the way. When I want to bring it back. Oh,
We're not singing that again.
God. Nah, we're going to win this.